Wow, we're all really here, aren't we? In person and live. Distinguished guests, family, friends, and Kennedy King community. It is an honor to be here, and it still does not feel real to share this space with you today. My name is Brittnee Donithan, which you just heard, and my pronouns are she, her, and they, them. I am a scholar who is transferring to UC Berkeley in the fall to study sociology, and hopefully to also minor in gender and women's studies. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd return to higher education, I would not have believed you, especially after that 10-year gap during a wild pandemic and a time of social injustice that called for social uprise. Going back to school virtually as a 29-year-old, after losing my job in the pandemic, not being able to find any work, feeling alone, really isolated and disconnected, I met an amazing school counselor, Professor Marco Godinez, who is here tonight. Through the encouragement and lived experiences of my friends, my family, my community, and with all of the knowledge of Professor Godinez, we made an academic plan for me to return. Godinez knew the struggles that I experienced and went through as a first-generation Latina, re-entry, queer, non-binary, and low-income student. He said I was enough and that it would be okay. He told me I could do things that I did not believe that I could do, especially when it felt so alone. It was through him that I actually learned about Kennedy King, and that this was an amazing community, not only, yes, to support us during these times, but really there for us as people, because we're here together. He had to convince me to apply, everyone. He really was like, you can do this. I did not have that confidence when I started this journey, and I'm still working on it today. Breaking generational trauma is not easy, and finding the way through with guidance and support has allowed me to soar. Kennedy King has added fire and fuel to my passion and vision while creating access for me to fulfill not only my dreams, but my ancestors' dreams. Receiving this award not only affects me in the here and the now, but the generations to come from the community that I'm gaining here today. I've met so many of you in just a few moments, and I feel like that is going to be a connection that goes for a lifetime. Along the financial support, it really does take that to get us to where we are going in the world that we live in today. Thank you, Kennedy King, for investing us in this moment. It is a privilege to have these opportunities and resources and connections that I did not have 10 years ago. Honestly, not even 2 years ago. There was a moment that I had on the phone with Felicia Harris Foster, our Kennedy King Scholarship Coordinator, and she reminded me that I am connected to mentors, peers, and a wealth of knowledge. Over the phone, and yes, I cried. She told me that others had helped her along her path, and that it was absolutely a joy to do that for others. Not only are we surrounded by our other scholars, but we are being uplifted by our communities. Within my sociology degree, I aim to listen, to learn, and to conduct research that will provide more access through policy change for marginalized and underserved communities. Sociology is a field that focuses on the intersectionality of society that Kimberly Crenshaw, American civil rights advocate and scholar, describes as a crucial piece to healing and transformation. Through this lens, I'm excited to break barriers, lift others up, and continue to build communities that not only see us, but are enthusiastic to support us. Congratulations to each and every one of us scholars, for those that have come before us, that lift us up right here in the now, and that will continue to do so in the future. We made it through this storm, and there is so much more to go, and I know you are exhausted. Persevere, lean in, and trust that your communities have you. And I look forward to being not only your peer, but somebody that will also help support you through these next 2 years and hopefully beyond that. Thank you again to every donor, every funder, every single person in this room, and those who can't make it here with us. I appreciate you, Kennedy King, and all here today. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you.